Spotlight on Frazee is sponsored by these community-minded businesses and organizations. Frazee Family Foods. What a hometown grocery store should be. Friendly staff, family-owned, and a wide variety of groceries to fulfill your needs. The City of Frazee and Frazee Event Center, featuring a 5,000 square foot room, a built-in stage, and a full-service bar. Perfect for a multitude of events. Call or click to book your event.
Hi, I'm Karen Downing, and this is Spotlight on Frazee. Today we're at Neighbor to Neighbor, a nonprofit in Frazee, and I'm visiting with Corey Beam, board member, and Virgil Johns, volunteer, big-time volunteer. All right. Corey, can you tell us a little bit about how you got involved at Neighbor to Neighbor?
Well, I think like a lot of people, I received a letter in the mail, and from there, it listed a lot of the services that they had. They offered to our older adults in the community, and it's something that just sparked something in my mind. I was always passionate about helping our community out, and so I inquired about it. I sent an email in, and I asked to be a volunteer. And so I met with Mary and Julie. And from there on, they asked me to be on the board too. So it started off with volunteering and, grew from there.
And about how long have you been involved?
A little over a year now.
Okay, that's awesome. And Virgil?
Yes, Karen.
You've been around a little longer than that helping, right?
I think maybe 7 or 8 years.
Okay, and what exactly do you do to volunteer here?
One of my main things that I do is a volunteer driver for Meals on Wheels. And that's just part of that's a small part of Neighbor to Neighbor, but that's the main thing that I'm involved with. And then sometimes as a volunteer driver for medical appointments, haircuts, to pick groceries up, different things like that.
That's wonderful. So what got you tied in with Neighbor to Neighbor?
Well, as I approached my elderly status, I started seeing, it's really a good thing to see if we can keep elderly in their home as long as possible. And this was just one, and so I was kind of like, well, maybe I can kind of pay it forward, because there may be, right now I don't need the services, but there may be a time where my wife and I might need them. So that, and then I just was aware of it, and I was looking for volunteer opportunities and thought, okay, this looks like a good fit. So.
And from what I've heard, it is a good fit for you, Virgil. I know you a little bit, and it seems to suit you. So, Corey, can you give us just a little bit of a history about Neighbor to Neighbor?
Yeah, sure. Back in the early 2000s, Neighbor to Neighbor was brought on from a group of citizens within Frazee Virgus who were concerned about our elders and aging in their homes. And there wasn't anything out there to support them in their homes. And so that's how Neighbor to Neighbor came about. We are affiliated with the Living at Home Network. And so through time, it's slowly kind of been growing, and it started off, from citizens within the community helping each other. So it's a great thing. It's a very great thing.
That's amazing. And I talked to Mary, that is the director here, Mary Olson.
The assistant director. And Don Johnson is the director right now. They are leading us.
Okay, sorry. All right, so can you tell me maybe about how many participants you have, and what is the age to get into this program?
So to get into this program, we serve 60 plus, and what was the other question you asked?
About how many people?
We have anywhere from 60 to 100 participants per month, and so we are helping out quite a bit, and we rely on volunteers for most of that. So that's basically how we're getting it done, and we're very thankful for our volunteers for helping us out. And if you would like to volunteer for Neighbor to Neighbor, or if you are in need of services, please contact 218-324-3559, or you can stop by our office at 405 Maple Avenue West. And here in Frazee, our office, our hours are 9 to 1, Monday through Friday. And check us out on Facebook. It's neighbor to neighbor, and neighbor to neighbor. And you can like and follow us on there too.
So what area do you cover?
So we only cover Frazee, Virgis, and the township surrounding Frazee, Virgis. So there's a lot of rural townships here, and that's very important to get to those rural areas. They need help just like everyone within the city, but it's even harder to get to them because they live 15 minutes out from the city. So it's very important to reach those townships too.
That's right. And people who do live in rural areas, smaller communities, there isn't as much offered. I was actually really pleased to hear that this nonprofit was available in Frazee in this area. Actually, I was a little surprised. I've only been in the area about a year and a half, but I keep finding out more and more about what's going on in Frazee. It's quite a hopping community. That's great. Okay, so let's talk about some of the services. I know one of them is transportation, and you want to talk about that?
Yeah, like Virgil was saying.
Virgil?
We do transportation. We do Meals on Wheels. We do foot care in-house here. And then we host a blood pressure clinic, a card club, bingo, balance and safety. We have a neighbor-to-neighbor speaker series. We have an aging series, which is hosted by Julie, and that's to basically promote health and wellness within your home, to educate and try to do better at home and make better food, just enrich your life. And then we have Exercise with Mary, chair yoga, and we have respite care now on site, and we are working to get respite care in the home too. So we want to go to the people in the home so we can provide respite for the caregiver, to give them a break. It's very important. They're very overrun, it's hard work taking care of a loved one because you put so much into helping them. And so it's our way of trying to help them out, and giving them a break and go catch a breather. So we do field trips to local attractions. Just a few months ago, we went to Maple Hills Orchard. And then, of course, we have a spaghetti dinner, and that's at the end of June. And then we also have an old timers dance during the turkey days. So that's a lot of our services. And then one more thing, we do have in-home assessments too. We have a health and wellness coordinator, Sally, in-house here, who is willing to go in to your house and kind of assess things and help out. So.
Okay, so if I did have someone come in and do an assessment in my home, what would that lead to then? How would you connect me to?
So we have resources. Sally is very resourceful. She has years and years of experience working with the county. And so we would hook whoever that person or whoever that person is within the home with those services that they are in need, and we would work towards a goal of bringing those services to them. Sometimes things happen aren't as fast as possible, but we try to work towards a goal of bringing them help. So it's usually done by a rapid question, 7-question thing. So we go in there, we do a rapid kind of a audit, and we go through it with them. So.
Okay, and I'm really interested too about the transportation that is offered.
I'm Mary, and Corey perhaps knows more, but it can be just small things like a hair appointment, or going to pick groceries, or doctor's appointments, or sometimes even all the way to Fargo-Moorhead for eye appointment or various health appointments. One thing that I wanted to mention about the Meals on Meals that I think is important is it's also a contact just to check on the person, because sometimes there were 4 other drivers. We have 3 that are kind of full-time and then a part-time substitute driver. But it's a way of checking on and just kind of see are the lights on? Is there activity? Has the snow been, the sidewalks been cleared? It just more than once, and I'm sure the other drivers would vouch for this also, we see something that just looks a little bit maybe unusual. And so then we have contact people. We can check, we can call Mary here or one of their relatives that's listed as a contact, just to kind of see. And then one thing I just thought about is it's not all of the recipients are necessarily elderly, but some are people that have other challenges or health issues, and so the meals are dropped off to them as well.
That's really amazing. Yes, I can personally say we went through that with my own father, and we brought Meals on Wheels into his home. And not only was he able to then get a decent meal every day, but he also had someone checking on him. And actually, as things progressed with him then, we had then others because of that contact. Aside, we didn't have a lot of family members around. But people were coming into his home and they were realizing what was happening there. And because of that, then he was able to take the next steps as to what he really needed. So, well, this is a wonderful organization. Thank you both for everything that you've done to keep this going. And we're so happy that you're in Frazee. So thank you for joining us on Spotlight on Frazee. This is Karen Downing, and let's keep moving Frazee forward.